people don't realize that they have the power to calm themselves. And if you don't tell them before they get on the table, you kind of don't know what to do.
Welcome to Hello Kind Soul Podcast, where we raise the vibration of kindness on a global scale. Subscribe to the channel and follow us on all major platforms for your daily reminder to lead with love. Welcome to Hello Kind Soul Podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Ebony Green. We are raising the vibration of kindness on a global scale through compassion, community, and connection. Today we have with us Keva Pittman, who is a healer of sorts. And so we're going to spend some time talking about what she does to help women particularly really rejuvenate themselves and feel better, not only physically, but mentally and emotionally. So, Keva, welcome to the podcast.
Hi, thank you for having me.
I'm so excited to chat with you today. Do you want to give your social media handles or your company?
Yeah, sure. My company is Infinite Serenity Services, Massage Therapy. And my IG handle is Massage Diva.
I love that. So I'm super excited for you to be here. And I think a really good place for us to start, because I've had the pleasure of receiving services from Keva. And it's one of those moments where I left and I was like, man, this isn't just a massage. It's a whole experience. So let's start with what made you think about, yes, being a masseuse, but also the holistic piece about checking in with the person before they get there, talking about different aspects that they want to work on.
Okay. First, I'm going to say massage therapist.
Yes. Massage therapist.
Being a nurse, really sitting with people in their vulnerable times. People don't really relax. Having a massage, they're semi-naked. No one is really relaxed at first. So I think before you come in, say, I'm here for a massage. I have you sit down and we talk. So you get comfortable with me, not just comfortable with my touch, just comfortable relaxing, opening up.
Yeah, and it's weird because I've never had anybody do that. So, I've had multiple times where I've gone to massage therapists. I got it right. And it's like, all right, get dressed, get undressed, I'll be back, And so I totally get that as a piece, right? Because it allows you to kind of lower your defenses. And it makes me feel like, man, you really actually care if I'm good or not. So tell us why this should be a practice in people's lives. Like, why should folks be experiencing this however often?
Do you live in the United States? Do you live in the world that we live in today? That right there.
Facts.
I just think from being a nurse and seeing people go through health issues, number one, and not knowing what's going on with their bodies. So people don't realize that they have the power to calm themselves. And if you don't tell them before they get on the table, you kind of don't know what to do. So I feel like me sitting down, us having a conversation, let's talk about what's going on and helping you to relax, drop your shoulders from your ears, just taking the time to let your parasympathetic system, nervous system, kick in. Starts with your breath. So by the time you get to my table, there's not a lot of fidgeting. You're just ready to let the table support your body. And then you allow your mind to relax, take in the scents of the room, of the aromatherapy. And then you're able to at least be relaxed enough to enjoy a massage.
Yeah, it's really wild though. Even I know we've had conversations different, I have knee issues, y'all, and they're on their way up. It's getting better. But for a whole lot of time, I was in a lot of pain. And as we all know, pain becomes very demoralizing because you're trying to withstand that and think and process and all that. But when I ask you questions, you actually answer like medical stuff too, in terms of not necessarily diagnosing or prescribing, but to say, this is connected to that. And so when you're not stretched here, you feel it here. And I think for a lot of people, when people think massage, they're like, oh, I'm gonna go do this thing. It's self-care. And I think it's undervalued for the health benefits. And so I used to think growing up, because we're from meager beginnings, it was like, well, only rich people get massages. Like, because
Or on vacation.
Or on vacation, right? And even when you go on vacation, y'all, let me be really clear, they don't explain nothing either. You get on the table, they give you a massage, you go, thank you, they give you some water, maybe if it's fancy, some champagne in the beginning. Why do you work so hard to make sure we understand the process? We understand why you're doing what you're doing?
Because I want you to be able to take what you gain from my table with you. I want you to remember, oh, Keva said, just breathe. Keva said, oh, sit like this, or if I stretch, this part of my body, like you said, I want you to be able to remember that. So if you get on the table and no one explains to you what's happening, I feel like you're not going to remember. You're just going to come back. And are you really getting something? Your body is relaxing, but what about your mind? What about your emotions? Everything is connected and your body keeps the score.
Oof, girl, you ain't never lied. Because
Yes.
I'm of the age where the body kept all the score. Now, why most of your clients are women?
Yes.
Why is that your focus?
Because I am one. And for safety mostly. I do have a few male clients that are connected to my female clients, but mostly for safety. And because I understand women's issues, the women's concerns, women's health.
Man, I love that. It's so beautiful when you can focus on a group, and part of it is I am that. So it's easier for me to really think about and tune into. And it's interesting because there are times I'll text you and say like, hey, I'm trying to do this thing. And you'll say, oh, there's a T for that. And so for those of you out there, what you probably don't know is that, Keva has a wide range of knowledge, but what's really dope is even your products. And listen, y'all, I am scam proof. So if y'all want to send me something and tell me it works and don't, because I'm going to say it don't work. But with even your products, like if you said, try this or use this when my feet were hurting, you were like, use this, where did you get the desire to create homeopathic products that really support and align to the work you do?
So my daughter and myself, when I was a teenager, I had really bad acne. And we went to dermatologists, myself and my daughter, and what we were prescribed would work for a little bit. And then I want to say in 2016, we went to a place where they were selling natural remedies. And it was hella expensive, excuse my language.
Oh, no, people say way worse.
So I looked at the ingredients and I'm like, oh, I know what this is. I know what this is. I know what that is. And that's really how I started to help my daughter, to clear her skin, to clear my skin. And I wanted it to be free of anything harmful, because we have enough harm.
Yeah, I'm not going to hold you. Your face is clear.
Yes.
So how do people, when people reach out to you, right? Because some people don't know what they want.
Right.
Right. And so in my mind, there was one time I thought I wanted a deep tissue massage.
Yeah, no, you don't.
No, I did that once, not with Keva. And I realized that was a terrible, I am an artist. I'm soft. And that sucker got into places I didn't even know existed. So I guess walk me through when someone calls you and they're like, hey, I want a massage. Then there's 12 options. There's all these options, right? How do you decide, one, what are your offerings in terms of how you decide what they should get? Or do you meet with them first and then decide? How does that work?
Well, I have to have a consultation because I don't massage everyone. I'm not for everyone. So I am very honest with that. I am not about trying to get anybody's money. I want you to walk away and I want you to come back.
I love that.
So I do a consultation. I ask the person what's the issue? What is the concern? Some people just want to relax. Okay, I have a session for that called Serenity Session. Serenity sessions entail relaxation, facials. I do little spa things, body wraps, exfoliation. And then I have alleviation, which is geared towards...
It's what your girl gets.
Is geared towards pain relief, non-pharmacologic pain relief. It's deeper tissue, but without me sweating and pressure, because I do not like to sweat over a person giving a massage. So I use techniques, tools, if necessary, to contact your fascia, your muscle tissues, and your skin once your body is relaxed. And then I also do silhouette sessions, which are for post-op care, cosmetic surgery, after breast cancer, mastectomy, and scar repair.
Man. So, a lot of people say, like, massages are optional. Do you believe that?
No. I think everybody should have a massage. And I think when you have a massage, you should go in with an intention, not just say, oh, I need to, just want to have a massage. You need to have an intention. You want to relieve things, leave things on the table. You want to get up feeling better. And you want to be able to leave that table feeling better and to take something with you, something that you can do without being on the table.
So, like, we talk a lot about how to align your care plan, right? And so my care plan, the highest level is if I need a hospital, doctor, prescriptions. But I think there's a bunch of things underneath that we can do to maintain a better sense of health. And so while massage is part of it, I've also had the opportunity to drink your teas, which are for calming or help me sleep, or, or the rubs you give me, or you gave me different stuff to put in the bath for my feet, right? So how does someone come, like what is your recommendation for people in terms of the options they can kind of create for, like, let's say the first or second tier of care?
So let's just say a person comes to me and they're having back pain. That is a conversation, because that can come from many different places. It can be occupational. It can be from always sitting like this. It can be an injury. I start there with the conversation, and then we'll do the massage, and I'll feel and see where the pain is stemming from. If after the massage, okay, feels better, but if it's a deeper pain, it could be emotional, right? Then that's something that a person needs to really address. I'm not a therapist to help you address your emotions, but I am a therapist that can help you know that this is stored in your body, whatever it is that you're holding on to emotionally or mentally.
Yeah. What I'm really trying to drive at is the idea that, like, so often there are compliments to it, right? Like, so a funny story, y'all. I have this habit. I got these Batman shoes that I just love, and I got these flat, like, Adidas joints that I just love. But your girl is not necessarily built to be wearing those every day. And so what I ended up realizing in consultation with Keva and just talking about the different pain is, as she was working through my body, was like, man, how about you start with getting rid of those shoes that are flat-footed, right? Like, there's no arch, and your body is not built to be able to wear those shoes as is. Now, you could put, those things you put an inner sole in, or you can get a different pair of shoes. And man, when I tell you it has changed my life, if you pan at my shoes right now, you're going to see that they're flat-footed. And one, it's been really life-changing information, because what I started to think was, like, this is chronic pain I'm going to live with forever. And when you get there, like, anyone who's watching this who lives with chronic pain, it is a horrible experience. And so being able to talk with you and keep going in community while I was going to a doctor and I was going to physical therapy, for me to realize, like, it's not just fixing or band-aiding the problem.
Right.
You have to make some adjustments.
You do. Lifestyle changes. And again, massage as a therapy, that word, massage as a therapy, being connected to your health. I work with doctors, let's say, for instance, when I have someone who has had cosmetic surgery and they come and they have an incision, right? As a nurse, I'm looking at that incision. And as a massage therapist, I'm knowing what's going on underneath that incision. So where another massage therapist might not be able to address that incision, I can take orders from a doctor and work with the doctor to help this person heal on that level.
Yeah, I feel like you being a nurse, to me, was one of the biggest draws. Like, when we first met, and I was like, man, like, you know more about the body than, not to say, and listen, for those massage therapists, I'm never going to say that wrong again. But those massage therapists out there who are not nurses, I'm not knocking or saying that's not. But for me, a person who, when I came to you, I was working out a lot and everything was just kind of like, girl, what are we doing? You know, for you to be able to give me some information around like what might be happening, or, you know, like when you go and you work out and you have these 5 hard days, you have to think about what a massage might do to reset it, or stretching in certain ways. Like, I don't think everyone that you go to has the medical background.
Well, I'm gonna say this. I know when I went to massage therapy school, because I was a nurse first, we all had to learn, you have to learn anatomy and physiology. So I'm gonna say it's on the massage therapist. You know, how much they're, I don't know if the word passionate about, but I want you to be better. I don't want you to just, yes, I want you to keep coming back, but I have other services that I can offer you. You know what I mean? After you do your alleviation, okay, a few times and you're feeling better, okay, I've come back for a serenity session just to relax from, you know, your day-to-day stuff. But we have to know anatomy and physiology. We have to know how muscles work. We have to know how the bones work. So...
Yeah, I think with you, though, it's very different, because I think the thing is, for many, like, everything's commodified, right? So when you go to, like, listen, I could get to the session at 10 and get home by 12, but it was only a 60-minute session, right? And I'm not suggesting that that's something that should always happen, but there have been moments that I've showed up in your office and I'm undone and I'm exhausted. And you've helped me get through many moments where it's just a lot you're carrying. And you can see it in my physical appearance, because my disposition is always like, hey, right? And there are days I walked in and you're like, how are you? And I'm like, I'm not good. Like, right? And so I guess what I'm trying to get at, and for the audience to really understand, is that you got to be locked in at who your care team is, y'all.
Yes.
Like, you can go buy a service, or you can buy an experience. And the service and the experience are not the same. Like with you, it's an experience because I felt like you saw me.
Yes.
It wasn't like she just paid her money, you can get this massage, you know. So when you talk to a lot of massage therapists or you book, I've never had anybody ask me the questions you asked.
I think, I just think myself as a nurse, I go above and beyond, because, you know, it's a vulnerable moment for a person. I want to stand in that gap for you as your caretaker for that hour. You know what I mean? When I first became a massage therapist, I was wanting to not be a nurse. And I had a mentor who was like, oh, no, au contraire. She really encouraged me to marry the two. And I couldn't see it because I was really through with nursing. I was burnt out, you know. But I think that being a nurse, and the type of nurse that I am, because I'm very proud of being a nurse, I worked in many different settings as a licensed practical nurse. And to know what's going on with someone sitting in front of me is important to me. You know, to know, okay, this is happening to this person. I can touch them or I can't touch them. That's important.
That part.
I cannot do any harm. So I think it's very important for a massage therapist to ask those questions. They should be asking those questions. What's going on? So I feel like in the world that we live in today, where people are doing massages illegally, who are not licensed, because it is a license. And for nurses have a license to touch, right? What made me really get licensed is that it is a felony in New York State to practice massage therapy without that license.
Oh, wow.
So respecting that, you know what I mean? Respecting that, okay, this is really serious. It's more than just rubbing. You know what I mean? It's knowing if a person is on blood thinners or has a heart condition, how to massage, where to massage. You know, if you have heart failure and I want to do a lymphatic massage, and I don't want to push a bunch of fluid back up to your heart. You know what I mean? So it's very important to know that. So all massage therapists in New York State have to take anatomy and physiology. So, yeah.
Malls, they coming for you. People in the mall.
And honestly, like when I get my pedicures done, I'm very careful and particular about how they massage on my legs and my feet. You know what I mean? It might feel good for that moment, but I know if you don't know what you're doing, you could hurt somebody. Because they don't ask you, Are you on blood thinners?
They don't ask you nothing.
Anything.
Nothing.
So this is my point. Mm-hmm. So I think it's a matter of ethically, and caring about what you do and how you treat a person.
So I'm curious. One question always comes to mind. Like, we do have entrepreneurs who watch our show. What made you say, I'm going to go? Now, I know you were burnt out from nursing, but why massage? Like, what made you go there?
Because I am a nurturer by nature. That's really the honest opinion. And being a nurse and being burnt out, I still wanted to serve. But I wanted to serve on a different level. I wanted to serve one person at a time instead of 40. That's what massage. I chose massage because I went to a massage therapist session with my aunt. And when I walked in, I was really wowed at her presence. I was really wowed at her calm. How she spoke to my aunt, just the intake, and I sat in the waiting room and I just looked around and I'm like, yeah, this is what I want to do. That's really the honest. And that was many years ago, many years before I took the leap to go to massage therapy school.
Man, I love that. So everybody in this world is working really hard, carrying a lot while they're doing these things. One question I try to ask everyone is like, what do you do for balance? Like, what do you do for you to keep your spirit invested, passionate, to do the things you want to do?
I listen to my body. My dad, God rest his soul, always told me my body has rights over me. I suffered a stroke many years ago, about 26 years ago. So from that, healing from that and knowing myself and knowing boundaries, when to say no, knowing what I can do, knowing what I won't do. That's how I keep balance. I rest. I take time off when I need to. And with massage therapy, one of the things when I started, I knew that I did not want to replace. I wanted to replace massage therapy and nursing, but I did not want to lose my passion for that service. So I do not do 15 massages in a day. I don't do 5 because I want that service and care and presence to be there.
I love that. Like actually loving your craft enough to respect the limits.
Yes.
So we have 2 questions that we ask every guest. First question is, what does it mean to be a kind soul?
Oh, man. What does it mean to be a kind soul? To me or just in general? To me, to be a kind soul means to see another person because everybody is dealing with something. And, I'm always... And I know what that feels like. I know what that feels like to be going through something and you just want somebody to be like, hey, girl, you all right? So it just changes. It helps a person. Being kind can change things around. So that's what it means.
Thank you. So we're on our final question.
Okay.
There are people out there who watch the podcast and some are struggling. And they're trying to figure out what is next. What's the next step? How do I keep going? So your camera is here. So talk to them and give them some advice you'd want someone to give you about how to keep moving forward.
You're going to breathe. You're going to take your time. You're going to listen to your soul. That's how you're going to keep going.
Well, Keva, this was super exciting. I just love it because I love when people have experiences with me that I'm like, I can't keep this to myself. I can't gatekeep. So y'all, if you are looking for an incredible massage therapist and someone who really sees you and will spend time getting to know you to figure out what you need, hit a sister up. But thank you for coming on today.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Yay. Listen, y'all. I hope you have an amazing week. Don't let anyone take the joy out your joy. And most importantly, continue to raise the vibration of kindness on a global scale. Peace.